Also must provide detailed job support. The power of women is essential for the Japanese economy. In this country, however, many women hesitate to return to work after leaving their jobs to have and raise children. Last Saturday, the Tokyo Job Center opened a desk to support women who wish to restart their career through skill development and job placement based on past experiences. We will work to maximize the potential of women who want to participate more in society while balancing family and work. We will provide support that is carefully tailored to each job seeker, including vocational training and placement services specially designed for the different age groups of young, middle, and aged, or late middle-aged. Now, Tokyo's functionality also needs to be enhanced to support vibrant urban activities. The section between Takao-san and Sagamihara Aikawa interchanges on the Ken-Odo, one of the three artillery loop roads of the Tokyo megalopolis, opened on June 28, directly linking the Kanetsu, Chuo, and Tomei Expressway at points outside the central Tokyo. Moreover, the Shinagawa Line section of the Tokyo Metropolitan Express Central Circular Route will open by the end of the fiscal year. Tokyo's greatest weakness is the transportation system. You just imagine the map of Tokyo and surrounding prefectures. When you come from Osaka, Nagoya, Shizuoka to Tokyo, if you want to go to Chiba or Tofuku area, now you will pass through Tokyo, center of Tokyo. It is a reason why there are such a heavy traffic jam. 60% of cars coming into center of Tokyo do not need to come getting into center. So we have three kind of loop. One is Chuo, second is Gaikan, the biggest is Ken-Odo. So now we have the Ken-Odo. You come from Shizuoka, Nagoya, Shizuoka, Atsugi, and in spite of coming into center of Tokyo, you go up to in the direction of north, and you link with Chuo Expressway. And in the coming years, before 2020, we will have three loop roads completed. Then even if you go to Narita Airport, in spite of passing through the center of Tokyo, from Atsugi, you go over like that to Narita. The problem is the price that you have to pay, toll tax, toll gate. So this is a political price. I would ask the government to fix the political, the rate, in order that you can use very easily. Even if it's 100 kilometers, you can go, very, very quickly. So that will, reduce the traffic jam in center of Tokyo. Anyway, we recently held the first meeting of the panel to comprehensive traffic policy. In coordination with urban renewal efforts, we will take measures to lower the barriers between different transportation systems, such as railways, bus, taxis, and bicycles. Through such efforts, we will achieve seamless services and change Tokyo's transportation into a user-centered system. Tokyo must also take a serious look at its energy policy as an area that consumes vast amounts of electricity. We must endeavor to be more energy efficient and reduce energy consumption. And we must also conceive wise and practical ways to balance the three E's. I always say three E's. What's three E's? Economy, number one. Energy, number two. Environment, number three. Economy, energy, environment. These three is key factors, how to balance these three E's. As a step toward realizing my pledge of raising the ratio of renewable energy from 6 to 20 6 current rate to 20% of total consumption last month. I listened to the opinions of academic experts, corporations, and others at a meeting of a newly established examination committee. I know 20% is a very high target. With the advice of experts, I hope to develop specific policies to expand the use of renewable energy. Hydrogen energy is attracting attention as a decisive factor in the shift to a low-carbon society. Fuel cell vehicles, FCV, fuel cell vehicles powered by hydrogen and really quiet. I really drive myself this car, and extremely comfortable. They do not emit carbon dioxide and also present large benefits for Japan, a country poor in natural resources. In the event of disaster, FCV can also provide emergency power. If you have a bus, this bus with this hydrogen energy, this only one bus can provide with one school, like that. And your car can provide with electricity that your house needs. So this is very good as the preparation for the disaster like the earthquake. However, the issues also exist, such as the car's high cost and the restriction on building fueling fueling stations. Very recently, Toyota released FCV at a cost of 7 million yen. This is really political price and decision by the head of the Toyota. But it costs, I don't know, 5 times or 6 times in reality. And also the problem is, as I said, the fueling stations. And there is many kind of regulations. I'd like to deregulate. I'd ask the government to deregulate. For example, in order to have the hydrogen fuel stations, you need to have 8 meters, wide between the road to your station. But land price is so high here in Tokyo. Who can pay this money? So the deregulation is another kind of very important measures of policy. In May, I established a strategy council made up of members representing manufacturers and energy industries to study this problem. I hope to promote broader use of hydrogen energy and make Tokyo the model of hydrogen society. Now about Olympic and Paralympic Games. In preparation for the 2020 Games this month, members of the IOC, led by Vice President John Coates, paid another visit to Japan. During their visit, we served them delicious cuisine made with our local produced food, Tokyo food. I will use this signature ingredient as one of our strong point to promote Tokyo's appeal as a host city. We have the mountain, we have the ocean, and the island, fish, and beef, anything that we can have. Leading up to 2020, the number of foreign visitors to Tokyo will increase, of course. We need to create an environment where visitors can easily access information to fully experience the charms of Tokyo. We will work to further strengthen Wi-Fi networks. Now, it's very hard and not so free. And other information and communication infrastructure. I just returned back from Seoul. In Seoul, these kind of measures, Wi-Fi, are so developed, much more developed than Tokyo. So I'd like to study more about the experience of South Korea. Furthermore, to make the 2020 Games a success as a festival of culture as well, a committee of Tokyo Arts and Cultural Council has been established to study the formulation of cultural program. I hope to have their proposal reflected in the basic plan for the Games that the organization committee will submit next year. One of the success of London Games is London have the same kind of London Arts and Cultural Council, and we could see many kind of arts in the street of London. So I'd like to do the same kind of thing. Recovery from recovery from 2011 earthquake is fundamental for the success of the games. This year as well, runners will embark on a 1,000-kilometer relay from Aomori to Tokyo that passes through areas affected by the disaster. By running through areas that convey the current state of recovery, the memory of the disaster will live on, and entire country can deepen ties with the affected region. Now about the very sensitive topics of reconsideration of current venue. In formulating the basic plan for the games, I reconsidered the current venue plan from my own position as governor to obtain the understanding of our citizens for its realization. Our bid plan included the building of 10 new venues, but I need to ascertain the practical relevance of the plans, such as what kind of legacy these venues can leave and how they will broadly affect the lives of our citizens. We must also address concerns about surging construction costs, such as higher construction materials and labor costs. We will conduct a review immediately from such perspectives and then appropriately and promptly revise what needs to be revised so that our preparations for the games are not hindered. In 6 years, but as a matter of fact, in 5 years, we have to be all these venues accomplished. Under the concept of safe and sure delivery of an athlete-first games, Tokyo won the honor of hosting 2020 games in a highly competitive race. During this re-examination of plans with the organizing committee, we will hold sincere discussions with the IOC and sports federations. We are determined to realize the principles presented during the bidding stage and bring about the greatest games ever. Now about disaster preparedness. The lives and assets of our citizens must be protected to realize the successful delivery of 2020 games and the development of the capital. Disaster preparedness is just the very foundation that supports Tokyo as the world's leading city. This year, we will create a plan that outlines preparedness to be made by the government, Tokyo residents and companies, as well as measures that extend beyond Tokyo to cover the entire national capital region, Chiba, Saitama, Kanagawa, and so forth. The goal of this plan is effective implementation of the disaster response and measures through actions taken by citizens, alone and together, and public agencies. This plan will clarify targets to achieve by 2020, the year we host the games, and specific courses of action to be taken. Furthermore, we are enhancing disaster drills for residents, choosing a specific themes for each season. We will have the 4 season drills, and increasingly the number of drills to 4 times a year. Each drill will conduct training based on a different scenario. In the spring, the theme topics will be storms and floods. The scenarios for the summer and the fall drills will involve major earthquakes. The winter drill will center around responding to the commuters stranded during a disaster. How to evacuate your state 72 hours on the spot, and then you can go back to home after 72 years. Or this kind of precise preparedness plan is now going on. The first such drill was jointly conducted with Okutama-machi last month based on the storm and flood damage scenario. I hope these drills will raise citizens' awareness of disaster preparedness and encourage them to check their stocks of emergency supplies at their homes and business. Now, about the social welfare. I also want Tokyo to become the world's best city in terms of social welfare. This goal is at the core of my administration. To achieve this, I will leverage my background as a health minister as well as my experience caring for my mother suffering from the Alzheimer's disease and raising children. Policies must always start from the ground. We'll rejuvenate areas by rebuilding old homes into high rises and using the spaces generated to build children raising and senior support facilities. I want to bring young people and children back to these communities and create an environment where seniors and all generations, babies and the young women, men can interact. I also plan to build an environment where people can select from a variety of welfare services to match their unique situation. While fully mobilizing every possible policy will promote a system of welfare that suits the actual condition of a metropolis. Now, Tokyo Metropolitan Bokuto Hospital, a hospital with Tokyo designated emergency facilities, will fully open new building next month. In August, we will open this building. Equipped with hospitalization and outpatient functions, this building will be able to treat patients with infectious diseases separately from the hospital's other wards. Other efforts will be taken to elevate the hospital level of care, such as enhancing intensive care units for cerebral vascular, for example, and heart disease patients. Furthermore, disaster preparedness will be enhanced through emergency power generation facilities in the new ward, along with securing the fuel for 72 hours of operation. In order to effectively provide medical care that answers local needs, we will make every effort to build a sound medical care system that can provide peace of mind to the citizens. And my experience as health minister will help much in that domain. Now, about the diplomacy, Beijing and Seoul. Promotion of city diplomacy is also a key policy, while remaining fully aware that diplomacy and security are the sole jurisdiction of the national government. I'd like to move forward with diplomacy that only Tokyo can implement. Tokyo's expertise and technologies in dealing with urban problems are powerful diplomatic resources. Meanwhile, there is so much that Tokyo wishes to learn from other cities, including the Olympic legacies of the cities like London that have hosted games in the past. Building an interrelationships of teaching and learning will be the key to deeper friendship between cities and will also benefit our citizens. Furthermore, I believe that such city diplomacy will also form the foundation for private sector exchanges in fields from economy to the arts. Various positive impacts will come from the additional weight of Tokyo as Japan's capital. This is exactly the type of city diplomacy and capital diplomacy that I wish to pursue. To provide me with counsel in diplomatic affairs, a new position of special advisor to the governor on international affairs was established as of July 16th. We have fortified our organization for city diplomacy by welcoming the diplomats from foreign office. They are present here, British experts and Chinese experts, and they could work during my visit in Seoul already. Now, in terms of China, as a first stage for this type of diplomacy, I visited Beijing in April. This marks the first time in 18 years for the governor of Tokyo to visit Beijing on invitation from its mayor. I felt as if the doors to a 21st century friendship between Tokyo and Beijing had finally opened. I reached an agreement with Beijing Mayor Wang Anshun to expand cooperative relationships in areas such as environmental problems, including PM2.5, and waste, traffic congestion, and water supply and shortages. I invite the mayor of Beijing to an event that next year, event to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the Ota Kinenkan, a metropolitan dormitory for the international students from Beijing, especially from Beijing and other Asian cities. And I also encourage Beijing to return to the Asian network of major cities 21. This is a special organization called Asian Network of Major Cities 21. Beijing left this association reason why, as you know very well. I hold a high anticipation that private sector economic exchanges and exchanges between Japan and China at a local government or ours level will be revitalized through this visit. From my visit on, Chinese government has changed completely its policy, meaning they will separate economy from politics. This is clear, and they will restart local-to-local government relationship, private to private. We have 355 sister cities relationships between China and Japan. After my visit, before, all are banned, inhibited by the Beijing government. Now it's all open. This is a tremendous change. Last week I visited Seoul. As is my visit to Beijing, this was the first time for the governor of Tokyo to visit Seoul again in 18 years on invitation from its mayor. It's really extraordinary in the sense. It has been abnormal, if I dare to say. Mayor Park won soon, and I confirmed that we will implement close exchange and cooperation in the areas public safety, environment, welfare, public health, and Olympics and Paralympic sports, industry, tourism, and culture. And we signed a memorandum of understanding to this effect. In addition, I gave a presentation at Seoul National University on current and future Japan-South Korea relationships, and had a lively discussion with their students. I also met with President Park Geun-hye. I offered my condolences over the traffic loss of lives in the ferry disaster, and conveyed Prime Minister Abe's wish to improve relations between Japan and South Korea. I hope this visit will further deepen the relations between Tokyo and Seoul. On my return back to Tokyo, I just conveyed the message from the President Park to the Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Suga, and because our Prime Minister is abroad in official trips to the South America. And on his return back to Tokyo next week, I am going to meet Mr. Abe and just, convey directly the message of the Lady Park. This autumn, the plenary meeting of the Asian Network of the Major City 21 will be held in Tomsk, now in Russia, Siberia. I will continue to make every effort for diplomacy with the Asian cities as well. And I'm, of course, going to go to Tomsk, South Siberia, in September. And there will be held Asian Games in Incheon in South Korea. I'm going to plan to go there with former President Mori, who is the head of the our Olympic Committee. This year marks the 20th anniversary of our friendship city relationship with Berlin. And Paris is Tokyo's current rival in our goal to the world's best city, especially culture, museum, and arts. We can learn many things from these two cities, including arts and culture, the promotion, tourism, and city planning. I'd like to hold frank discussion with heads of such world-leading cities, and also to London. I'd like to learn much about their experiences of Olympic Games. To conclude, centering on the policies present here, my public pledges that can be implemented now will be implemented, and new ideas that have emerged from the actual state of operations will be polished into feasible policies. These policies will be compiled as a long-term vision within this year. At the end of this year, I'll disclose my long-term vision, including every kind of policies from every sector. I believe that the role of political leader is to draw a vision of hopes and dreams and to deliver a promising and persuasive message to the public. I will reveal that we picture Tokyo to be at the time of 2020 Games and in 2024, 10 years from now. We will provide numerical targets to all extent possible, as well as timetable for the solution of problems. One of my campaign pledges was to make Tokyo the best city in the world. In order to become the world's top city, we must inform people all around the world about Tokyo's attraction as a city. As foreign correspondents, you are very important to us in sending our information about Tokyo to the world. I'd be very happy if my explanation of our key policies was of interest to you. In addition, Lucy-san, we will start up a new project based on an agreement with your FCCJ. Correspondents from abroad will be invited to stay in Tokyo for a fixed period of time. They will experience the attraction of Tokyo and send out this information through various media. This program will start from mid-September. So like that, we can, your federation in Tokyo, will invite you. I look forward to seeing them spread the word about Tokyo's charms and correct informations, correct intentions, real intentions of my policies, not the erroneous one, from a kind of, I don't say anymore, but anyway. So I look forward to seeing them spread the word about Tokyo's dreams and through their fresh eyes. So younger correspondents will be welcomed and will guide everywhere so that they can see freely, they can discuss freely with the Tokyoites, Tokyo people, and write anything that they like. But on the spot, they should look at Tokyo. They should discuss with people of Tokyo. And this kind of accumulation of mutual exchange will help us to host the 2020 Games very successful. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much. Wow, you certainly have been incredibly busy. Okay, so let's open up the floor to questions. The working press gets first dibs.
Also must provide detailed job support. The power of women is essential for the Japanese economy. In this country, however, many women hesitate to return to work after leaving their jobs to have and raise children. Last Saturday, the Tokyo Job Center opened a desk to support women who wish to restart their career. Through skill development and job placement based on past experiences, we will work to maximize the potential of women who want to participate more in society while balancing family and work. We will provide support that is carefully tailored to each job seeker, including vocational training and placement services especially designed for the different age groups of young, middle, and aged, or late middle-aged. Now, Tokyo's functionality also needs to be enhanced to support ways to balance the 3 E's. I always say 3 E's. What's 3 E's? Economy, number 1. Energy, number 2. Environment, number 3. Economy, energy, environment. These 3 is key factors. How to balance these 3 E's. As a step toward realizing my pledge of raising the ratio of renewable energy from 6 to 26 current rate to 20% of total consumption last month. I listened to the opinions of academic experts, corporations, and others at a meeting of a newly established examination committee. I know 20% is a very high target, or is the advice of experts. I hope to develop specific policies to expand the use of renewable energy. Hydrogen energy is attracting attention as a decisive factor in the shift to a low-carbon society. Fuel cell vehicles, FCV, fuel cell vehicles, vibrant urban activities. The section between Takao-san and Sagamihara Aikawa interchanges on the Ken-Odo, one of the three artillery loop roads of the Tokyo megalopolis, opened on June 28, directly linking the Kanetsu, Chuo, and Tomei Expressway at points outside the central Tokyo. Moreover, the Shinagawa Line section of the Tokyo Metropolitan Express Central Circular Route will open by the end of the fiscal year. Tokyo's greatest weakness is the transportation system. You just imagine the map of Tokyo and surrounding prefectures. When you come from Osaka, Nagoya, Shizuoka to Tokyo, if you want to go to Chiba or Tofuku area, now you will pass through Tokyo, center of Tokyo. It is a reason why there are such a heavy traffic jam. 60% of cars coming into the play. I would ask the government to fix the political, the rate, in order that you can use very easily. Even if it's 100 kilometers, you can go, very, very quickly. So that will, reduce the traffic jam in center of Tokyo. Anyway, we recently held the first meeting of the panel to comprehensive traffic policy. In coordination with urban renewal efforts, we will take measures to lower the barriers between different transportation systems, such as railways, bus, taxis, and bicycles. Through such efforts, we will achieve seamless services and change Tokyo's transportation into a user-centered system. Tokyo must also take a serious look at its energy policy as an area that consumes vast amounts of electricity. We must endeavor to be more energy efficient and reduce energy consumption. And we must also conceive wise and practical will. Center of Tokyo do not need to come getting into center. So we have three kind of loop. One is Chuo, second is Gaikan, the biggest is Ken-Odo. So now we have the Ken-Odo. You come from Shizuoka, Nagoya, Shizuoka, Atsugi, and in spite of coming into center of Tokyo, you go up to in the direction of north, and you link with Chuo Expressway. And in the coming years, before 2020, we will have 3 loop roads completed. Then, even if you go to Narita Airport, in spite of passing through the center of Tokyo, from Atsugi, you go over like that to Narita. The problem is the price that you have to pay, toll tax, toll gate. So this is a political